Yeah, all right. So 1192, we're good. We're tracking. So 1192, so 1099 to 1192, that's the Crusader era. They got a lot done when they were here. They're only here for about a century. They kind of came and went. There was traces of them. There was another one that came later and all that. But the main thing is that about 100 years, they got a lot of construction done. This castle is one of those. One of the peace deals made between Richard and Saladin was that the Crusaders would control the coast from up north, kind of in the Lebanon area, all the way down to Jaffa, the port of Jaffa, which is near Tel Aviv now. Okay, so to fortify the coast, Richard built castles like this. So this is a Crusader era castle. It's a huge one. We're going to walk in and leave, and you're going to still be inside this castle. So this is like something from Lord of the Rings size, huge. Now, a couple military perspective things on this. What do you notice about this at the front of this? What is this right here? A moat, right? They're real, they exist. It's an actual moat, okay? Hopefully there were crocodiles in there. But there's the moat. Now, look at the wall itself. What do you notice about that? It's at an angle, okay? Who's maybe surprised by that? Why would it be at an angle? What do you think it should be? Maybe it's a better question. Vertical, right? Vertical seems like harder to climb, doesn't it? Okay. So who has a guess as to why they may have done that slight angle?
Hard to walk up. Hard to climb.
Yeah, but vertical is even more hard to climb.
Water. Something has to do with water.
Yeah, in the back.
Watery road.
Okay.
Watery road.
Something about water. Earthquake.
All right. If I'm a military commander defending a position, what's my best move when I have an attacking army? Like, what should I be trying to do to them all the time?
Kill them.
Destroy their base.
Lure them into traps, right? I should be trying to lure them into traps every chance I possibly get. And if you come up here and you're a conquering army and a conquering commander, and you stand on the edge of this moat and you see that angle, you think, well, okay, there's some water, but there's an angle. I bet we could get up that thing. And so you start throwing your men inside that moat to climb that wall, and it's just steep enough to where you can't do it, but you think you can. And so by the time you've tossed 3,000 or 4,000 of your guys in that moat, you're just fish literally in a barrel for the archers on top of that castle. So the point of that slight angulation is that it makes an attacking enemy think they can get up that wall. They're not going to come in after if they just see a very high vertical wall. They're going to think they can get there, and then they drown themselves while they're trying to cross. And so that's, again, tactically thinking. You always want to lure your enemy into a trap every chance that you get, and that's one of those kinds of traps. So there you go. Crusaders conquered Jerusalem in 1099. So you think in terms of 100 years after that, until about 1192 when Saladin defeated them. Fortification on the coastline.
So after that came after that agreement.
Yeah, so they built this whole thing to. All right, so guys, we got anybody else? Okay, so there's a specific way that this building is structured that I want you to pay attention to. It is the most important strategic consideration when you're defending anything. It is, everyone thinks in terms, you watch the Hollywood movies and there's these massed armies outside running against a mass wall and everything is big, broad, mass stuff. It's not how it actually was, okay? Surprise, surprise, the movies didn't really get that right. You build no one's that stupid to just run lots of people at a fortified position. So you're always thinking of crafty ways to infiltrate your men into a city to try and get the gate open. Because really, at the end of the day, the gate is still the best way to attack through a city, okay? So this is an entrance gate. What do you notice about its shape? Okay, so that takes you out into the castle, the city area proper, right? But then why doesn't it just have a straight line to where the gate is and then you go outside across the road? Okay, so the technical word is a choke point. Everyone say choke point. You're all going to be generals by the end of the day, okay? So a choke point is where you're trying to get a lot of people, a lot of soldiers to condense into one small area to take away their size advantage. I don't care how many million people you have outside this wall, you can only get so many through this spot. Does that make sense? You can only get so many through there. So if, let's say they bust through the wall over there or the gate on that side, they come in the entrance, they have to do a dog leg, like a right angle to go back out into the courtyard. So again, doesn't matter how many that there are down there, you have to funnel them through here, just 20, 30 wide at a time, and then they have to turn again to actually breach your perimeter. And the whole time, you've got archers in fortified positions up there that are defending the outside, which is what that narrow slit in the window is. You guys heard maybe talk about some of that in the old city. Okay, that's that gives you a field of fire as either as a rifleman later on or as an archer. You can shoot outside in a big field of fire, but you're protected behind a narrow gap that they're shooting into you. So you all along up here, you've got archers that can fire into the crowd coming in, and for them to penetrate, they have to turn, then turn again, then turn again. You see how difficult that would be? And they're screaming and they're shouting, and there's just the hell of combat everywhere. And you can't penetrate this very easily. So that's why this is called a choke point. Everyone say choke point one more time. All right, you got that now? We good? Makes sense to you? Cool. All right. Keep moving.
Can I